And away we go. It is another nightcap from the road here on BearcatJournal.com, brought to you as always by our good friends at Galactic Fried Chicken. Visit www.galacticfriedchicken.com. Download the app for Android, iPhone, everything Galactic. Stop down to Dayton, Kentucky. Tell them to pump it up. Save 15%. And if you're looking for a JOB, contact Shane at galacticfriedchicken.com with your resume. Experience preferred, but not required. And get in the chicken business. And you can see me and Aaron from time to time, right?
Sure.
Me a little bit more than you since I
get there every day.
I can't wait to get back tomorrow. I'm almost out of the dry iced shipment I brought with Augusta. I went back for the third time in 2 days to Jackie M's and Son.
God, no words for you.
I only had the cheesesteak once. I'm not going to be here for another year, so I wanted the cheesesteak again. What's wrong with that?
I mean, look, I get it. You're the guy who goes to a restaurant, tries one thing, and never tries anything else.
Oh, no. I tried other stuff last night.
Okay. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't try other things in the area.
I've tried, remember, I've been coming here for 12 years. I know most of the other things in the area.
Just astounded.
That cheesesteak was that good, Aaron. That's the thing. That was the biggest issue, is the cheesesteak was just that good. I had to have it again one more time before I left, because if not, I would have been mad at myself that entire drive home tomorrow that I didn't have the opportunity to get it one more time. Well, they're going to be closed when I leave.
And we talked about it. I was intrigued with this. You said it wasn't provolone, and it wasn't cheddar. And it wasn't it wasn't the cheese whiz that's traditional in Philly for God knows what reason. Yeah, white cheddar is an interesting choice.
So good. It was so good. And I got mayonnaise on it. I like mayonnaise on my cheesesteaks.
Same.
Yeah. The fries are killer. I got another one of these bad boys.
I forgot about that already. That's the funniest part about this place.
I think I'm going to fill them up with water overnight and freeze them and have some water for the drive home tomorrow.
No label on the iced tea.
Yeah, it's homemade.
Astounding.
It's the best sweet tea I've ever had.
They should just cork it at the top. It shouldn't have
it should have a cork.
It's just a cork.
All right, let's get rolling. Final day for me at the Peach Jam. Cincinnati was 3 deep all day. Wes Miller, Chad Dollar, Mike Roberts, all here, bouncing around. They went 3 deep for 2 deep for a couple of guys, 3 deep for a couple of guys. Today was actually kind of the most prospect on prospect afternoon that we've had so far. So that was a good way for me to send it out. Why did you just cross your eyes looking at the top of your hat?
Oh, there was like a hair hanging down.
All of a sudden, your eyes are just like this at the top of your hat. Started off, I guess it's not even really prospect on prospect anymore, which I'm sure breaks Wes Miller's heart. But we had Marcus Allen and Drake Powell going one-on-one and spending a lot of time against each other, even though both of them are so versatile defensively that they ended up kind of guarding everybody on the floor across the game. Drake Powell's really good, man. I can see why he was at the top of Wes's wish list for the 2024 class. But, yeah, that's not going to happen. As we talked about yesterday, he just got his North Carolina offer, young man from North Carolina. And as I found out today, his dad was actually a baseball player at North Carolina.
Oh, so he's a legacy.
Yeah. So if he doesn't end up at North Carolina, the staff at North Carolina has some splaining to do. But, man, he was really good today. He had, let's see. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. There it is. I went the wrong way. Drake Powell had 19 points, 7 assists, 3 rebounds, 3 steals, 6 of 15 from the floor, 6 of 7 from the free throw line. Just a outstanding prospect. Marcus Allen's no slouch.
Completely filled up the stat sheet. No big deal.
Yeah, Marcus Allen, though, 16 points, 2 rebounds, no assists, 2 blocks and a steal in 30 minutes. He was 6 of 12 from the floor, 3 of 4 from the free throw line. There is one unfortunate thing I kind of figured out about Marcus Allen today. It's very likely he's never going to be a good three-point shooter.
That's a problem.
Because I swear, Aaron, his hands look like somebody cut his real hands off and then put toy hands that are like this big where his real hands were supposed to be.
Just oven mitts.
Oh my, they're huge. I mean, like Coriante DeBerry has the largest hands I think I've ever experienced. But Coriante DeBerry is a
large human.
Giant human.
Yeah.
Marcus Allen is a big kid. He was 6'6" or 6, yeah, in that 6'6" range. 6'6", 6'7". But he has hands like he's 7'4". I guarantee they add 1.5 to 2 inches to his wingspan that's not supposed to be there just because of abnormal hand size. It was funny. There was a photographer. I was sitting on the baseline. There's a photographer on the bait, like right in the middle where the basket is.
Yeah.
And he went up for a layup and got fouled and like came down right in front of this photographer. And the photographer leans over and helps him up. And you could see he kind of had a look on his face. And I was like, big hands, huh? He was like, my God, I thought my hand disappeared. Like he just like pulled himself up with my forearm. Drake Powell's going to be impossible to get. Marcus Allen's also going to be very difficult to get, but I had a story up on him that went up yesterday. Check that out in the on the basketball board. Cincinnati's very much in there. He's said Cincinnati is one of the schools recruiting him the hardest. They're working very hard to build a great relationship with him. So keep an eye on that one as we go forward, because in terms of like who I think are going to be their forward targets in that class, my guess is coming out of this summer, Marcus Allen will be their number one guy in 2024, at least, for that forward wing type spot. So it's good to see those two guys get to play against each other. It was actually kind of there you go. There's Marcus Allen. Drake Powell was outstanding early, and it was like, ooh, like, this one's kind of a little lopsided watching these two. And then as the game wore on, Drake kind of leveled off, and Marcus Allen picked up his game. And they ended up, I'd say Drake Powell got the edge, but Marcus Allen's team won, and Marcus Allen also had a good game. So
somebody said for that.
Yeah. This gets a little interesting as the 17 and under stuff started. All Ohio lost another close one to New York Renaissance. Rough overall day for Tyler McKinley. He did have 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 blocks, and a steal, but only 2 of 6 from the floor, 0 of 1 from 3, 1 of 4 from the free throw line, including 0 of 2 in the final 15 seconds that would have put All Ohio up 3. Instead, they were only up 1, and they lost by 1. 5 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 blocks, and a steal. So not a dud of a game by any stretch, but not exactly, a dynamic performance.
By Tyler McKinley, yeah.
Yeah.
What was going on? Just overmatched?
There was a really good group of guys that were on the other side, including a name I think that we're going to maybe hear Cincinnati involved with. Ladji Dembele. Good luck on that one.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to tell you how to spell it. I want you to find it. Did you find it?
What class?
23. Here, I'll tell you.
No, I think I got it.
All right.
Sure did.
A fairly new name. Doesn't really have a whole lot of interest, but he was 6 of 13 from the floor. He had 12 points, 7 rebounds, an assist, a block in 24 minutes. He was definitely somebody to keep an eye on going forward. As you can see, Xavier's involved already. But this is a class where Cincinnati is kind of outside of Arrington Page. They're looking for like that next, at point guard, they've had that next level of talent kind of, that they've been involved with.
Right.
They've been looking for some bigs to fill in behind Arrington Page, and I think they might have found one today with Ladji Dembele. It probably, I think, is pronounced Jimbele, but no, like the African pronunciation, sometimes the D is got like a J sound.
I actually didn't know that.
So we'll see with that. I wouldn't be shocked if, the next day or two you hear that this kid has an offer. They're also on that team is another big man that a little bit more known. His name's Papa Conte. Papa like Papa, and then Conte like Conte. He had a double-double. He had 10 points, 11 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block in 31 minutes. That is a guy that has been around a little bit. So he's a little more well-known. But that's what Tyler McKinley was up against. And those two are very physically mature. So when you're playing up and you get some guys that their bodies have started developing at a little different rate, it can be physically a little challenging around the rim.
Having an offer from Michigan, you got to assume that they're pretty good anyway.
Yeah, he's a good player. I actually think Dembele is probably better. I don't know that he's been evaluated by our national guys. But hopefully that happened this weekend because I think he's a really interesting big guy. Other than that, Dalen Swain, 15 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 steals. There's an interesting, like, Dalen Swain, you can look at him one of two ways, right? Like, either it's a bad thing that he's young for his grade and still needs some physical development. And you wonder, anymore, are kids these days going to be patient that first year of college, not playing a ton so you can get their body where it needs to be? The other side is if you take him and you have patience with him and he develops like you think he might develop, you gambled and got, a guy that's going to be really, really good. Unfortunately, another one, not a good shooter at this point.
Is it just me or has his recruitment just been strange from the jump?
A little bit because he didn't have a good spring. Like he was kind of flat this spring. And I think, he was kind of adjusting from he had been a wing for a long time and he was adjusting to more of a, facilitator type role. And I think that took away his aggression offensively as he was trying to figure it out. This week, he's been a lot more aggressive offensively. He's been a lot better looking for his shot, finding his shot, has been a guy that's been you know, very much coming into his own.
Looking more like a top 20 small forward in the nation as opposed to
looking more like a point guard, which is, you know, even if he moves back to the wing, now he's developed, you know, some point guard capability as well. I don't know if Cincinnati's going to go on him. Like I said, coaches are in a really tough spot on him because it's a matter of, do you want to wait? I think 3 years ago, this would have been a different conversation because guys 3 years ago generally were more than happy to take their time and develop into a system. And now, because of the portal, if you're not happy after 1 year, you just jump in and go somewhere else, and somebody else, you know, gets the fruits of your labor. And I'm not saying this for Swain in particular. I'm talking about a kid in his situation. This is where the sport is tangibly changing.
Yes, the new norm. It's not him. It's everyone.
Right. So we'll see on that one. My guess is they don't go, but I know with the way he's been playing this week, there has been renewed thoughts on that situation. Finally, last game I saw of the day, Florida Rebels and Georgia Stars. So we got a little Jizzle James against Cohen Carr. And a pretty good game for both. Jizzle James with 17 points, 3 rebounds. That's right. 17 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, 7 of 10 from the floor, 3 of 3 from the free throw line. And for Georgia Stars, where did he go? Did I not scroll down far enough? Oh, there we go. God, they played a lot of guys. Cohen Carr, 10 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 blocks, and a steal in 28 minutes. Aaron, have you noticed anything on these like box scores I've been reading off this week?
I'm not sure where you're going with this.
A lot of guys that do a little bit of everything.
Okay. Yeah, they're filling up the board. It's not just points or just rebounds.
Right. Yeah, you're looking pretty regularly at guys that are doing a little bit of everything, which I think gives you a little bit of a window into how Wes Miller and his staff are looking to build this roster.
Well, I mean, we've talked about it, but you have legitimately no clue what you're going to need next year.
Right.
So why not get guys that can do a little bit of all of it? Because who knows, of the 8 guys that could potentially leave, not counting anybody who may just transfer out,
4 are gone for sure.
What this roster is going to look like.
Right. So yeah, there you go. To everybody that's wanting some more written content, how about this? How about a post-summer hot board for the 3 positions I think that they're going to be heavily active as we get into visit season, and that is point guard, combo guard, and a big man. So I've been gathering some info on that this week. I will continue that into early next week, and then hopefully by late next week we can get started because we're getting real close to camp. Like real close to camp. We're almost there. So yeah. We'll put put a little lid on summer recruiting for a month. And then visits should kick up right around when football season starts. So
breaking news, Zip them up just lost on the TBT.
Yeah, I saw that.
RIP body bags.
Yeah. All right. I would guess, I don't know. We'll see how I am when I get home tomorrow. And if anything exciting happens while I'm driving, we'll maybe do one tomorrow. Saturday is probably definitely going to be a no. Kelsey's birthday party. I think I would get tasered if I.
Yeah, that's probably definitely a no. Probably definitely a no.
Probably definitely maybe a no. It's certainly a no. That's a no. Saturday's a no. So we'll try to get one in tomorrow.
That was just the second Rayman
reference
this week that I was making.
I know. I know.
I knew you got it.
Yeah.
Poor Ed.
Hot water bear, baby.
Good Lord.
Oh, all right. That's it for tonight. He's Aaron Smith. I'm Chad Brendel. It's the Nightcap right here on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya.